Welcome back. Grant is with me today. He wanted to help me film today's video, right?
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
My birthday.
His birthday is coming up. That's probably why he thinks that
I-
we're going to talk about it, but we're not.
I need a pizza badge birthday.
Okay. All right, so can I start the video? Okay, so
Okay.
this week's video, I wanted to talk about, I think I did a poll actually on Instagram. I'll link my Instagram up here. You guys should definitely follow me if you haven't already, or if you aren't already. And a couple of people asked me, or I did a poll on what video you guys would like to see next, and a trying to conceive, or like tips on trying to conceive was what won. So I feel like this intro isn't going the way that's planned, but that's okay, because we're just gonna make it work. It's like really muggy and rainy and yucky out, so
Yeah.
we're just inside today. Huh, Grant?
Yep.
Okay, so let's jump in to the video. All right, so I do have some notes like written down, so I might look down a couple of different times, you know, just in case. Okay, so one of the first things, so I guess I just want to start out with it. This is what I did, and this is kind of what worked for me. Everybody's different. There are tons of like fertility books and advice out there, and I guess like big advice for anybody is like take kind of little things from each sort of, I guess, advice that you get and kind of figure out what works for your body and what works for you. But this is kind of what we did and what I do.
And the egg is coming, the big excavator digging the hole.
Yeah. So, okay, so the first thing you want to go out and do is get prenatal vitamins. So I feel like there's a big like confusion about prenatal vitamins. A lot of people like start taking them right when they're pregnant, when you're actually supposed to start taking them while you're trying to conceive, because you want to like build up all those vitamins in your system, and you want your system to be perfect to house that baby, so that everything's healthy. And go and get yourself some prenatal vitamins. I could never have any prenatal vitamins that had iron in it. It would totally bind me right up. So that's just kind of something to note. You can also go and see your doctor, obviously, and see like how healthy you are, see what your levels are with everything, and really kind of get like a baseline for yourself. I didn't go and see my doctor. Neither of the times we were trying for both of the boys, I did not go. But that's not to say that you shouldn't. You definitely can. So get some prenatal vitamins. The thing you should get is a thermometer, and this isn't just like the regular like mouth thermometer, or don't get an anal one. This doesn't need to be anally. But it's called a basal thermometer, and you can get those. Or a basal, I don't know how to pronounce it, but whatever. Basil of Baker Street thermometer. You can get the one that I have, which I couldn't seem to find. I don't know where it went, but I got it at Target. I think it was only like $8, maybe $6. But it just looks like a regular oral thermometer, but you when you take your temperature in the morning, it gives you like a really accurate reading, like to the decimal, which you need. Okay, honey. Grant needed to get something. Anyway, so you're gonna want to get one of those thermometers. The next thing you want to do is download the Ovia Fertility and Cycle Tracker app. I used this app, and I absolutely loved this app to track my cycle and record all of my temperatures in the morning. So if you don't know like how to actually do this, it definitely is worth a Google, but I'll just kind of go over like quickly what you're supposed to do. So every morning before you move, get up, go to the bathroom, do anything, the first thing you do is like lean over, take your temperature, and record that temperature. and on the app, because everybody has their phone next to their bed, you can put it right into the app. It's like pretty foolproof. Once you like open the app, you'll totally like know how to use it. The chart, normally you have your phone like this. To read the temperature chart, turn it like this. I didn't know that for like the longest time because I don't know, I just like didn't get it. Like I just look at the chart like this and it would only show me like 2 days, and I'm like, that's weird, how am I supposed to? And then if you just turn it like this. So I don't know if they fixed it since then, but just side note that. Anyways, so you want to take your temperature and you want to watch how your temperature fluctuates. So you really want to watch that rise in temperature. That's what you're looking for. Once your temperature has risen, that means that you're about to ovulate, going to like are ovulating, in ovulation. Like ovulation is gonna happen with that rise of temperature, and that's when you want to start trying. So that can take like a couple days, couple weeks. It really depends on like where you start in your cycle. And I also tested all the cervical mucus, something that you can definitely Google about that. But the Ovia app, honey, not right there. I think that's how you, Ovia. I'm just really bad with words, so just forgive me. But the app also has a section after you temp where you can put your cervical mucus. There's even like more in-depth ones. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones they are. Okay, honey. But there's definitely a section for the cervical mucus, and it'll record everything and kind of like predict when you should try. I do want to say that you should definitely give it like one full cycle before you really like listen to it and like do what it's predicting, because if you just do it for like 2 days and then it says, oh, your temperature just like happened to rise, not really sure what's, not really, yeah, I have like weird, look at this, I have like weird skin, so just ignore any of that. But so just give it a little time to kind of like go through its cycle, and then you'll be able to really like figure out your cycle. Another thing that I started doing was, which I don't know if this helped, but I did this with both of the boys while we were trying to conceive, was I started exercising. So not like, I'm not an exerciser. Like when people are like, do you exercise? Do you like read the encyclopedia? No. So what I would do is I would only walk, Rocky, I would only walk a mile every day, and I would try to give that in on a treadmill or out on my road. I had to do that every single day, and that's all I did because it was just enough for me. I was already at a healthy weight anyways, but that was enough to sort of keep everything healthy and glowing. And whenever I feel like I'm exercised, I always feel like my innards just like glow with like exercisingness. I don't know if anybody else gets that image, but that's just what I get. But I started doing that. And what else did we do? I feel like that's kind of it. And then we just I just kept tracking and tracking, and literally for each child, it took about 4 months for us to conceive both of them. So it wasn't like instantaneous, and it really depends on your body as well. There are a couple of really good books about like fertility and trying to conceive. I can make another video about that. If you're interested, just comment below, and I definitely will share those because there are some really good books. But I think for the most part, it's like keep trying. I know that for like actual infertility, they say to try for at least a year, which I know sounds like a long time for some people, but they say to really give that a whole year, even like within, 9-10 months, that's still like considered a normal range. So give it like a good year, and then after that year, if you really like are still not pregnant, that's, I feel like, a good time to really contact your healthcare provider and kind of figure out what could be hindering that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye.
Bye.